Hi, I'm Nania Bear, Deputy Director of the ACLU of Montana, and I am here today with two Jims, with retired Montana Supreme Court Justice Jim Nelson and with Constitutional Attorney Jim Goetz. Both of these men are recipients of the 2013 Jeannette Rankin Awards for Civil Liberties, and I'm pleased to be interviewing you. Jim Nelson, let's start with you. I know of your work primarily because I have followed it. As a lesbian in Montana, I know that you authored the Grison decision, which said that it was unconstitutional to criminalize gay sex, and that was cited by the U.S. Supreme Court later. You also authored the dissenting opinion in our Donaldson lawsuit for domestic partnership. You said that same-sex couples should have the same rights as married couples. Thank you for that. We're honoring you for your work on the bench to protect our rights. I would like to ask you about the Montana Constitution and the role you see for courts in Montana in protecting civil liberties for all people.
Well, the Montana Constitution is really a unique document in many ways. Article 2, the Bill of Rights in the Montana Constitution, protects rights that are not included, textually at least, in the federal Constitution, and it protects a number of these civil rights to a much greater extent than does the federal Constitution. The right of individual privacy, the right of inviolable human dignity has a strong equal protection clause, the right of people to participate in state government, the right to know. So these are rights that are really not, with the exception of the Equal Protection Clause, of course, but really not included in the federal Constitution. And the Montana Supreme Court has, for the most part, historically, interpreted these rights as providing more protection than under those rights than does the federal Constitution. And you mentioned the courts. The courts are extremely important. It's the courts that protect people's civil rights. It's the courts that interpret the Constitution. And frankly, the history in Montana, at least in the last few decades, the legislature has not been a force in protecting civil rights. If anything, it's gone the other way. So it's been left up to the third branch of government, the courts, to enforce people's civil rights. And it's absolutely essential that we have a fair, impartial, and independent court system to interpret the Constitution and protect people's rights. So again, we have a unique Constitution. We have to have a strong court system to protect that Constitution.
Thank you. And Jim Goetz, we are honoring you for many things, including for your role as a founding member of the ACLU of Montana. That was almost 40 years ago. And I thank you for that, and I would like to ask you about the future. What do you see as the most pressing civil rights issues that we're going to be facing in the next few years?
I think the whole issue of individual privacy is going to be a huge critical issue, particularly with the recent evidence surfacing of NSA spying in the federal government, internationally and now domestically, and all of the cell phone connections. And, we all understand there's a national security interest, but the way the federal government has kind of trumped civil liberties because of national security concerns has got to concern all of us as citizens. I think that issue and continuing issues of economic justice, I think there's just a gross disequalization nationally, economically, and the issue of environmental justice, particularly with global warming, I think are going to be issues in the future that we're going to have to be very seriously concerned about.
What would you like to see the ACLU doing in terms of these civil liberties issues?
Well, I'd like to see the National ACLU as the one single institution that is on the cutting edge of all of these issues. I had the opportunity to serve on the national board years ago, and there is a very active, intelligent board. They debate very seriously the policies on all of these issues and take the lead. And I would like to see it just continue to do the great work that it's done in the past. we're lucky to have the organization.
Yes, we are. And Jim Nelson, do you have any closing comments for us?
Well, I think that we've made a great deal of strides in civil liberties, racial civil liberties, liberties for gay, lesbian, and bisexual, transgender people. But if you look at the face of 21st century America, we the people is still a pretty exclusive club. And those first three words, not only in Montana's Constitution, but in the federal Constitution, are really words of inclusion. And I think our challenge, our work cannot be done, will not be done until we the people includes everybody, and that's every single solitary one of us, no exceptions.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you both for being here with me today. Congratulations on receiving the Jeannette Rankin Award, and thank you for all the work that you've both done for civil rights.
Thank you.